Welcome to day 127 of our BitClout journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian, and we have a very special guest, Mario Nawfal, today. I'm sure you know him on the platform. He's one of the top coin values on BitClout. How's it going, Mario?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Cool, good to have you. Good to be here, guys.
Yeah, so there's so much stuff that happened on BitClout in the last 2 days. Yesterday, DiamondHands was at CloutCon virtual, and he actually partook in an interview. He didn't actually speak, but he answered the questions via chat, text chat, and he answered some really good questions, and he gave some really good answers, I thought, Brian. Yeah, he talked about the NFTs, obviously, and they have plans to really ignite things within the NFT space. I think starting next week, they're going to do some things with events, exclusive events, also memorabilia. They're gonna do things with some, I guess, celebrities with memorabilia tied to NFTs. So I'm looking forward to that. He also talked about the referral program, which he said's a top priority, and you're basically gonna get paid for referring other people to BitClout, which I think is a good idea. They have a high marketing budget coming in the next couple of months, and they're going to add fuel to the fire. He touched on a lot of things about how you're going to likely going to be able to share your diamond revenue with your coin holders as well. NFTs are the first thing that they did this revenue share thing with, but they're going to add it to other features as well, which I think is exciting, and it kind of opens things up. Yeah, and there's already been 5 sales of over $1,000, I believe. But I know there's a couple that are in the $4,000 range. So, NFT wise, and NFTs are starting to catch on in the 2 days they've been here. We'll see if that keeps up. We'll see if more artists come onto the platform. I think we'll see some new artists come just from word of mouth. So Mario, you're doing a lot with NFTs as far as Creator Fund goes, right?
We're trying, because you guys are beating us. So we're trying to invest in a lot of NFTs, and you guys guided us on that journey. You're working with Eric and Tony. So yeah, you've spoken to Eric, Eric, the GOAT. So the two things we're doing is first, obviously, just investing in NFTs, and we tried to get Diamond Hands one, but Reed could be getting that one. But what we've been doing, it's been a couple of months now. We have a team, 2 people that I literally so we have an outreach campaign to NFT artists. We've had it for about a month. And we've been Tony Wu's been jumping on calls every day with about 10 NFT artists to onboard them onto BitClout. We've onboarded a lot of them. And if you go through our investments, so we don't have just Creator Fund. We have Creator Fund has 10 accounts now.
Yeah, I know.
By different people for different. Yeah, exactly. So just logistically, it's easier. But what we're doing is just bringing NFT artists and investing early after they invest in their own coin. We've been doing this since the NFT rumors started, really. Bringing as many as we can, because we think the adoption of BitClout will be a lot slower than most people expect. I mean, even with the marketing budget kicking in, the surprises that we're expecting in the next month that we were discussing earlier, even with all this, I personally think it's not going to lead to a massive spike. It's going to lead, and I think that's better. It's going to lead to gradual growth where the early adopters will start. And I think those early adopters are people in the crypto space, which I've said since day one. I've been saying this for a few months. And we've been doing an outreach to people in crypto for a long time. So it'll be the crypto people, especially NFT artists. These are going to be the early adopters and where our focus will be. Similar to how Heike was focusing on celebrities, we want that similar focus towards NFT artists.
Yeah, I think it's important to have realistic expectations so that we don't get ahead of ourselves. And I agree. I think it's going to be a slow, steady rise, a slow, steady adoption by the NFT space, and then maybe eventually celebrities. I think it's awesome what you guys are doing with Creator Fund, because it's not only are you onboarding these NFT artists, but you're also buying a lot of their work. So it's getting them excited about things and having them stick around and maybe tell their artist friends, hey, look what I just did on BitClout, and bringing them over as well. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so about your point in terms of steady growth, one thing I've said multiple times, you might have seen it in one of my posts, I've been saying this for years, is that the human brain overestimates the short-term impact of innovation. And that happens time and time again, but underestimates the long-term potential, Bitcoin being an obvious example. When Bitcoin started, everyone had a lot of hype initially, that small group of people, the really nerdy people that started it. They had, it's going to change the world, revolutionize the world. And when every time there's a hype cycle, like 2017, 2018, that's it, crypto's changing the world. Uber is going to become crypto. Everything's crypto. And then, reality kicks in that, hey, these things take time. The ETF's going to launch, we've seen that drill happen time and time again. Every bull one since 2000 and whatever, 2008 is when Bitcoin was created. Because that's the human brain. It overestimates the short-term impact. And it happened with BitClout. Celebrities were coming on, they're like, that's it, Twitter is dead. I kept seeing this everywhere. Twitter's gonna die, Twitter's gone, BitClout's replacing Twitter. I'm like, the numbers don't show that, it's just too early. But on the other hand, the brain also underestimates the long-term potential of innovation. So I think a lot of us are underestimating where BitClout will be a few years from now. And that's what excites me. So if anyone's in this for the marathon, for the journey, I think they're going to win. And that's, that's how we're trying to take it. So I've got 2 ways or 3 ways of participating in BitClout. Number one is with the creator fund. We've got over 8 figures that we're managing. So we've got a lot of capital to spend, but we can't think years ahead because we've got investors' money that we're managing on there. So we got the creator fund with whatever, about $15 million to invest in NFTs and artists, etc., that we're not even able to spend because there's not that many opportunities yet. It's too early. But that's not years ahead. Then I've got my personal brand. That one is years ahead. That one, what I do now, I try to, and we were talking about earlier, is I try to imagine how that will be perceived in a few months, few years from now. And I try to avoid short-term wins for long-term benefits. So that one's very long-term oriented. And then I've got obviously BitClout Holdings, which is the incubator where we've got projects like CloutFeed and Schedule Clout, and we're talking with others where we give them resources, we give them support to build on top of BitClout. And that one's again more long-term oriented. So CloutFeed is is talking with investors, etc. And when we have those conversations, we're talking about not where BitClout is now, because the number of users are tiny, but where BitClout will be in the growth that it could have if it gets that adoption. So again, long-term approach.
So when you talk long term, how long are you talking? Are you talking a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years?
It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for, if you're looking at BitClout becoming the social media platform, the decentralized social media platform, or I should rephrase that, because you got BitClout.com and BitClout. BitClout.com, as DiamondHands has said, that's not the focus. BitClout, the blockchain, is his focus and his team's focus, or their team's focus. So for BitClout's blockchain to become the social token, I would say that one's shorter time frame than you'd think. I would give it about 2 years time before everyone in crypto knows about it. And that's for early adopters to all know about it and use it. I'll give it about a year or 2. It depends on what traction they get with the marketing. But if it takes 3, 4, 5 years, that's not that crazy, to be honest.
No,
but I would give it a year or 2. Yeah, and you're looking at massive returns. The coin price now, people can't, if I said to you about Bitcoin back when you guys got in 2012, if I said to you one Bitcoin is going to be worth 50,000, just try to imagine how you think.
right.
You think I'm an idiot. And it's the same thing with BitClout. If it gets that adoption, looking at a coin price, and I know a lot of people love to look at the coin price. The only way I know the coin price is by watching your videos every now and then. I don't look at the price on the website, but if you look at the coin price, looking at a $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 coin price is honestly realistic if it does become the social token of crypto.
Yeah, and I think anybody that doesn't understand what Mario is talking about overestimating short-term trends and underestimating long-term trends, check out the Gartner hype cycle, because you'll see there's a big spike initially and then it all fades down and then it goes higher, but out years down the road, that's when the true growth is going to happen. So I think everybody should have to be patient, stick in it for the long run, be consistent, do what you love on the platform. Don't see it as a job. If you see it as a job, then you're going to probably burn out. And I think ultimately, there's a good chance it's going to work out. There's a chance that things might not work out, but if they don't work out, your loss is a lot less than what your possible gains are, I think.
Yeah, and I'd say this something more positive, and I'm always very realistic. I don't say something because it sounds sexy, like BitClout to the moon and that crap. I don't say it because this is very cheesy. So being realistic, I've seen competitors to BitClout. There'll be more competitors. There's a lot of NFT platforms. BitClout definitely has the most potential being the social token. It's got a massive edge, which is the team behind it, the dedication of DiamondHands, maybe even everyone else, is second to none. The speed in which they build is crazy. The backing they have, imagine, like, just look at the investors again that are backing BitClout. That's massive. And then there'll be things happening in the next few months that further reinforce their position as the #1 social coin. So I think they've got a massive head start. So for me, I see it as an asymmetric bet, where the downside is limited. You just lose whatever you put in. But the upside is just massive. But yeah, I'm extremely optimistic.
Yeah, I think it's important that you get that early mover advantage, because that's what's going to attract all the best developers. If another social token got that first mover advantage, and all the awesome developers are going to go to that token and leave us in the dust. So I think that's what's so great. I think that since they launched things so fast, maybe it was a little sloppy at first. They got it open, and they got those developers here, and it's just growing and growing.
It wasn't, but Brian, it wasn't even intentional. I don't know if you know this. They didn't intend for that massive hype in the beginning. That was not part of the plan. They had the option of just shutting things down and quieting things down, or stopping the hype when the hype started, to stop it. Because their plan was gradual growth, to start testing it, to see the adoption, to see the flaws, to improve it gradually. That was their plan. The team behind it are a very smart team, and what they've done in the past. So their plan was to initially start slow and then grow it gradually. But the hype that started initially was not expected. And it was a blessing in disguise, because it just got that massive exposure so early on. And now they've got the exposure. Now they can build on top of that initial hype, on top of that exposure, where everyone knows what BitClout is. They don't need to bring awareness anymore. Now it's time to build and deliver.
So like, I assume you've checked out the NFT platform of BitClout. Do you have anything that you'd like to see added or removed or changed as far as how the platform is functioning right now?
Yeah, I won't comment much, because you guys know much more than me. Like, you guys are the OGs in the NFT space. Eric is doing also the bidding for Creator Fund, not me. I just send him links of interesting NFTs that usually you guys send me. And people send me. But I'd love to get your thoughts, actually. What would you like to see? I know there's basic ones like, the bidding structure should be improved, and there's ways to gamify it, which is not nice. What else is there? There is the option of sending NFTs from one account to another, but these are all things on the roadmap. What about you? Like, I'm actually curious. What do you think? Like, there's a lot. What are the good things on the way the NFT platform works now, and the roadmap that they have, and what are some weaknesses that you see?
I think it's important to have an owner history of an NFT. So right now, if I buy an NFT and I sell it to you, and you click on the owner tab, all it does is show you. It doesn't show that I had previously owned it. I think that's something that's important to kind of document the history of that NFT. And like, say, for example, Snoop Dogg comes onto the platform, or say, another celebrity comes onto the platform and buys an NFT and then resells it. I think the person buying that NFT from that celebrity is going to want it to be documented on the NFT itself in the owner section. Like, perhaps they could have like previous owners of this NFT, and you could have that list, because I think that would add value to the NFT, along with the price it's sold for too, so that you can kind of know the price history. Like price history and owner history. It's all on the blockchain, so another node could easily add that. I'm guessing they will add it here on the main node too. But I think something else is the ability to split a sale between two different users on BitClout, which I know they are working on version 2, because it's in the SIPs. And the other thing is unlockable content. So right now, if I mint an NFT and sell it to you with unlockable content, and then you go and resell that unlockable content doesn't transfer with the NFT. So I think that's another thing. I think we lost Mario here, but that's something I think that unlockable content, at least the artist should be able to provide a switch. They can turn on a switch that unlockable content transfers with the NFT. Maybe they don't want it, so maybe they could, eliminate that, and that those unlockables wouldn't transfer. But I think it's definitely something that should be an option for the artist. And burning, I think everybody realized that you should have the ability to burn an NFT that has been minted. If you're the artist and you haven't sold it, I think you should have that option of burning it. Do you have like a list right there? How were you so prepared for this question? I actually have some stuff written down for a post I was going to make later. Welcome back, Mario.
Yeah, so one thing you mentioned about the provenance of an NFT. So having and that's a no-brainer. It's definitely going to be added. And I like the other two options of being able to have more than one person, like have a pool of people bid for an NFT, which is coming. But the provenance is really cool. Not really cool. Really important to have, because that's what gives an NFT value. So Jay-Z bought a crypto punk, the NFT avatar.
Exactly.
And I think, and that gives it a lot of value because Jay-Z owned it. So if he ever sells it, the next person that buys it is like, hey, this is the avatar that Jay-Z owned. The value immediately increased. So yeah, the provenance is something really important that I'm sure they'll add. But I think there'll be also, I think one thing is important for BitClout to do is just to, so adding more things that other NFT platforms don't have. So being very creative in the way they structure it. That's number one. And number two, that they already have, which is, this isn't not only an NFT platform, because there's so many of them. There's new ones coming in every few days. Not only having the NFT platform, but finding more ways to link the NFT platform to the coins of people. And that's already happened where, you can put a percentage that goes into the coin that you guys have talked about already, but finding more ways to link the coin price with the NFTs that you sell, and having more utilities for the NFTs. I think that would be really interesting and allow BitClout to stand out even more.
I think DiamondHands is looking into other ways to create cash flow to your coin holders. And the question was actually asked of him last night about diamonds. Like, is there going to be a way for creators to transfer some of the diamonds they receive to their creators, to their coin holders? And he hinted at, yes, that's going to be an option. Another thing I think we should have on this platform is the ability to make an offer for an NFT that's not for sale. So like, say you bought DiamondHands first NFT and you don't have it listed for sale, but I'm like, man, I wish I could get that for $100,000. And I could place a formal offer that you could accept. I think that's something that would be really good.
But I think that those are inevitable because they're just me too. I think they're very, they wanted to roll it out as soon as possible, but I think it's inevitable before these features are added in.
So I have a question for you, Mario. Currently, DiamondHands NFT is at $52,641.17, and Reed's the highest bidder. But you had a bid of $41,000. What's your plan? Are you going to let Reed win, or are you going to try and outbid him?
All right, so I'm gonna answer this honestly, and you guys decide whether to put it in the episode or not. But
wait, hold on. We don't edit these. We don't edit these videos, so whatever you say, very carefully.
It's your problem, man. It's your problem. So I heard from a little birdie that there's another NFT that DiamondHands has, which is the NFT that Brian going red.
That was Ed. Ed's the bird. Yeah, you're right. We actually mentioned this. So DiamondHands.
Okay, good.
DiamondHands actually minted, I believe, his first post as an NFT as the first NFT ever minted on BitClout, and that one he didn't put up for sale. So technically, I don't believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, that the NFT that's for sale by DiamondHands right now is actually his first NFT.
It would be funny if after this episode, like, Reed withdraw his offer, I reduce mine, everyone would offer.
And then I win it and I say just joking.
Okay. That's a dark turn, man. That's a shame. But yeah, so DiamondHands, first post is not that one. So we were willing to outbid Reed, but then when the birdie told us that, hey, there's actually another NFT that DiamondHands posted, that's the first NFT, we're just waiting for that one to come out. Because we think that, we'll probably get competitors by saying this, but we think that the first NFT minted by the creator of BitClout, just like Jack Dorsey's first tweet. Look at what it went for, like 2-3 mil. So it's like a bet on the success of BitClout. But if BitClout succeeds, which I think has a pretty high likelihood, high chance of succeeding, if BitClout does succeed, then that NFT will be worth a lot. And
I agree. I agree, but at the same time, this is the first NFT that DiamondHands, the creator of BitClout, has put up for auction. So you know, yeah. I think they're both going to hold value. I do think the first one's be the best stuff.
It does have value for sure. Yeah, it does have value, and that's why, like, we considered outbidding Reed, but you know, I just think it's better not to, like, just let's not outbid everyone for all the NFTs. It's just not a good look. Let's just choose the NFTs that we bid for and we try to win carefully.
Yeah, that makes sense. So any final words before we end this day 127?
Not really. I want to take those final words to kind of applaud you guys, like the consistency, and I've used that as an example a lot, and I'm applauding you for the consistency. Like, you've done a video every day since 127 days, I think you mentioned. Every single day, you're always ahead of the curve, giving those updates. You've gained an incredible reputation on the platform. And I think this is a perfect example of how to play the long game and plan. And then everyone listening to this, just Google the marshmallow experiment and think of the Krasenstein brothers. Just Google the marshmallow experiment and think of what they're doing on the platform. So I just want to applaud you guys. And yeah, I think you guys will win if BitClout wins.
Oh, thanks for joining us. Definitely have you again. And I'm sure we'll meet up again at some meetup.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Talk to you later, Mario.